Okay, now let's have an example. Let's have an example in second method. So example, x cubed is equivalent to 20, and our two initial guesses, x0 is equivalent to 4.0 and x1 is equivalent to 5.5. So find the problem, find the estimate after 2 iterations. Okay, so solution, we have here x cubed is equivalent to 20, and then we have to denote this in function notation. So f of x is equivalent to x cubed minus 20. There. And derive na rin natin na ang derivative ni f of x is f prime x is equivalent to 3x squared. Okay? So, reminding us that our formula xi plus 1 is equivalent to x sub I minus f x sub I, then x sub I minus x sub I minus 1 divided by f of x sub I minus f x sub I minus 1. Okay. And then at I is equivalent to 1. So I is equivalent to 1. So ito yung first iteration natin. First iteration. Okay. So x2. So since meron na tayong x2, x0 and x1, si x2 na gagamitin natin. x2 equivalent to x1 minus fx1 x1 minus x0 divided by fx1 minus fx0 equals, ano si x1 natin? x1 natin is 5.5. 5.5. Okay? And our fx so fx1 natin, ang function natin, so we have 5.5 raised to 3 minus 20 multiplied to 5.5. So yun si x1 natin, si x0 natin is 4.0 divided by 5.5 raised to 3 minus 20 minus, so fx0, so 4 raised to 3 minus 20. Okay, yan. So value natin ng x2 natin ay equivalent to 3.353. Okay? So 3 decimal places. And then relative approximate error sorry, relative approximate error. So we have yan. So kung matatandaan niyo pa itong formula natin, x2 minus x1 divided by x2 times 100. So parang ito yung mga formula natin na current approximation minus previous approximation divided by current approximation. Diba? Natatandaan nyo? 3.353 minus 5.5 divided by 3.353 times 100. So we have 63.92%. So proceeding to our second iteration, or second approximation. Okay. Iteration or approximation, same lang yan. Same lang yan ang ibig sabihin dito sa ating numerical solutions. Okay. So next, meron na tayong C, I is equivalent to 2. Okay. So, from our previous problems, itong I natin, yan si N. Okay. N is equivalent to 2. So, same lang yan. Yung position ng current value of X natin and F of X. So, X3 na natin. So, X3, kasi yan, di ba, X, I plus 1 kasi yan. So, baka magtaka kayo, kasi mag-X3 na tayo. So, X2 plus 1 is equivalent to X3. Ayan. So, X3 na ang hanapin natin. So, previous X2 minus Fx2 times X2 minus X1 divided by Fx2 minus Fx1. And then we have the value of X2, 3.353 minus 3.353 cube minus 20 times 3.353 minus 5.5 divided by 3.353 cube minus 20 minus 5.5 cube minus 20. So, we have the value of X3 equivalent to 3.059. Ayan. And then, kunin ulit natin yung relative approximate error niya. Relative approximate error. Okay. So, we now have our formula. X3 minus X2 divided by X3. Okay? Times 100. And yung value natin, absolute 3.059 minus 3.353. Yan. Times 100. So, we now have 9.61%. And this is our end of our solution. Kasi, natapos na natin yung second iteration. And, sinabi naman, kung babalikan natin sa problem, na find the estimate after 2 iterations only. So, after 2 iterations. Okay. So, with this example, assume na natin na ang ating root ay si 3.059 and we have the relative approximate error of 9.61%. Okay. And our next video, itatry natin itong isolve using Microsoft Excel. Okay? Thank you.